I think you had on like a tank top.
Yeah.
Some PJs. And did you have on like some sandals or something?
That was one of my Crocs, bro.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Cato, and this is I Got More to Say, a podcast where we talk pretty much everything hip-hop and hip-hop culture. And today, I am joined by one of my nearest and dearest friends. I actually taught this young man here at Syracuse University at FYS 101. Extremely knowledgeable young man about everything, but especially about our passion that brings us together, which I said is hip-hop, which is black culture. Coming all the way here from LA, so you're coming a long ways away from 70 degrees in December. Is it 75 degrees? I don't know. But anyways, without further ado, y'all, please welcome my dog CJ Yang to the show. CJ, what's popping with you, player? How are you doing, my guy?
What's up? I'm chilling, just been going through exams. It's midterm season right now, so.
Man, according to last time we talked, you handling your business.
Oh, yeah, but it's the 6th week in a row I've had an exam. 1 to 3 exams.
Oh, shit.
6th week in a row.
1 to 3 exams a week?
Yeah.
Damn, no wonder why I say. Nah, look at money.
Yeah, so I'm mad tired. I can't wait for this break. I'm gonna be in Boston.
Oh, what you doing out there, homie?
My homie lives in New Hampshire.
Okay.
And some of my friends go to Boston College, so I'm gonna stay at Boston College for a little bit, and I'm gonna go up to New Hampshire for a little bit too.
Man, just gonna enjoy yourself?
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens.
I respect it. Hey, bro, like I always say this, when you work hard, you play hard.
Facts.
But listen, real quick, CJ, I'm glad that everything's working out, bro. I'm super happy to see that you stepping it up as far as like with grades and everything. So I remember that was something we spoke about. So definitely, education is a huge thing, y'all. Make sure that y'all working hard. Look at my dog CJ, for example.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Hey, bro, succeeding. There's a difference always, and you out here doing the damn thing. CJ, real quick, bro, just for the people who don't know you, tell them a little bit about yourself,
So my name is CJ. I'm from downtown LA, as he said before. I'm a Korean American, grew up on hip hop. I've been trying to get more into like hip hop fashion, stuff like that. Trying to get more into clothing recently. As much as music's been big in my life, if I'm being completely honest, recently like hip hop hasn't really been it for me. And like
that's something we gonna get to.
Yeah, but the culture, all of that, like in terms of like the people, the fashion, the drama, all that, is something to stay interested in, and that will always have something going on. And it's like something I always look forward to looking into.
Definitely. Now, CJ, because we can go a lot of ways with this, but I feel like the question to ask you is, like, to begin with is, when it comes to, like, hip-hop and black culture, as I like to call it, when did you really kind of get acclimated to it? Or not acclimated, but when was, like, your initial interest? Because, I know you mentioned that you're Korean-American, you grew up in a Korean household. Your parents are born over there, right?
Yes.
So, obviously, I'm saying you have, your culture that you grew up with, but when did you kind of start branching out? And what made you branch out?
I say probably it started around like middle school. What made me really branch out was that my older sister, she was really a goon. She really just listened to hip hop and everything. She was like,
shout out to sis.
Yeah, but she does tattoos now. So she doing her own thing. She like once she got to high school, she was like always like fighting parents and shit, all that crazy shit, generic like high school teenager girl stuff, you know what I'm saying? But she was really into hip hop, and I think that just like I saw her do it, so I was like, fuck it, I'll do it too. You know what I mean? So that's what really got me into it.
What were some of like the things, she would listen to, or she, you would see her like being on? Was there a certain artist?
So it started on SoundCloud. So it was a lot of SoundCloud stuff. I'm guessing her friends, I know her friends are some like artists and stuff. So she has some friends that are artists, and she also just like Asian hip hop. If that makes it, like Aquafina, Dumbfound Dead. Like Tim Delgado, Tim Chantakarasu now, whatever.
Yeah, he changed his
name. But but like shit like that, like I saw it and I was like, okay, this shit low-key fire. Like every now and then mix a little bit of Korean or something. I'll be like, okay, word, that's sick as fuck. So I just started listening to it. And then like after that, I really just branched off and started like listening to my own thing. And now I'm the one that's putting her on to stuff. But like off rip, it was literally just like some like trash SoundCloud like Asian people trying to be black type thing. But it slowly grew out and stuff.
Got you. Actually, that's something I want to come back to, but real quick, just because, probably a lot of our listeners are going to be over here on the East Coast. I definitely want to ask you, because I don't think people necessarily understand the difference between the East Coast and the West Coast, especially LA and New York. Now, like I say, I'm not speaking from a New York City perspective. I'm really speaking from an upstate perspective.
Right.
But what was growing up in LA like? Because I feel like that is key for people necessarily understanding, like, you know, as far as like hip hop culture over there as a comparison to here. So what was growing up in LA like for you?
I think it was a little different for me compared to most people in LA.
Why is that?
Well, because I'm in a Korean household, so if I'm being completely honest, I was pretty caged in for a little bit of my life, and like I didn't really get to branch off and do my own thing until high school, right? Like the most I got to do was like go out and hoop, play at the park and stuff. But I think, bro, to be honest, I think the difference between LA and New York City is like a lot less than people think.
Really?
The way that I see it, I think that New York is here, right? If this New York is here, if we get LA, it's just this. You just expand it.
Okay.
So like it's not as packed, but you know it's still like it's pretty similar. I will say there's definitely like culture things that are a little different. Like obviously the New York got their Knicks, got their Nets. We got the Clippers and the Lakers, shit like that. We got our rappers, right? Like I also think that LA takes like deaths of celebrities harder than the city does.
Okay.
Right? Because like Pop, MF Doom, that kind of stuff happened in the city. But like also they kind of just move past it like that. If the way that I see it, right? Because obviously it's a little different maybe if they were there. For LA, like Nipsey, Kobe, yo, that shit like the entire city went quiet. It went dead. Like honestly until the Rams won the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? Like it went dead for like a minute. Just murals everywhere. Like obviously I haven't been to the city too often, but from what I've seen, it hasn't been as crazy as like the impact that it's had on LA. If that makes sense.
So I know you said like they take deaths differently, and that was actually a question I had for you. So what was we're gonna focus on Nipsey, but what was Nipsey's impact? Because I just tell you a quick story. I just went to LA for the first time a couple months ago in January because you know, as a graduate student, we have an audio arts trip, and you know, I was big into Nip. Around like 2017, 2018 is when I really started really listening to like a lot of Nip, like pre-Victory Lap.
Right.
And then, you know, I was a huge fan of Victory Lap. I still think that it's the best album since it came out.
Right.
I absolutely love that album, but enough with that. And I just remember how devastated I still am about Nip's passing because I feel like he was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, he got killed in LA in a block that he found, you know, a lot of substance and a lot of value in, when most people look at, you know what I'm saying, Crenshaw as, you know, as how, you know, outsiders looking in look at it. And I remember when I went out to LA, I seen 3 or 4 different murals of Nipsey all over the city. I went into Chicken and Waffles. I don't know exactly where I was at, and they had a photo of him up. Yeah. And I'm just like, wow, like these people really worship this man. Yeah. And I was like, you know, and it makes sense because, you know, just how real Nip was, but just for you being in LA when it happened and you living through that entire, like, you know, experience and seeing the before, the during, and the after, I mean, like, how has it really impacted the city?
From a personal perspective, like, I didn't even think that shit was real off rip. I was like, that's cap. You lying. I think it's the same with, like, most deaths. I'm just like, yo, this gotta be cap. Like, they be posting so much fake news and shit. But, like, really, you know how people, like, you were out in LA, so you know, like, people driving, they just be blasting their fucking music, right? At one point, like, I think for, like, a month straight, it was just straight Nipsey that I heard. Like, it really affects the community because it's, like, he was held at such a high point. Once he fell, it was like, damn, what we gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? And he's, like, he's at a point, he went to a point where it's hard to be replaced. You can't just, like, throw in another person, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just impossible. You can't. It's a legacy that he has that no one else will ever, like, compete with, right? So it's just like, I think he was at such a high point. There's nothing, like, the reaction was just like, damn, there ain't nothing we could do, right? All we could do is just, like, I guess, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was really nothing anyone could do. Yeah. So I'm rambling. I'm saying the same shit over and over again.
I got you. Nah, like, it's all good. Yeah.
It's hard to explain. It was just a shock. It was a real shock, and a lot of people were devastated. And, like, I'm not from Crenshaw. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I've been in that area before. It got calm. Like, it was quiet. Like, it was just, you know what I'm saying? So,
do you feel like his passing kind of helped ease tensions between, like, a lot of the gang culture within LA? Because I know that with LA, one thing I noticed is that a lot of people have misconceptions of the gang culture.
Yeah.
Yes, Crips and Bloods beef I've heard, and Crips. I've heard even Schoolboy Q, who's from Hoover. He said that when you in certain parts of LA, he said that you got a higher chance of being killed by another Crip than you do a Blood.
Yeah.
So did you see like a lot of unity in the city after Nip's passing, or even during Nip's passing? Or excuse me, during Nip's life, and then even after his passing, was there a lot more unification within like LA?
So Nipsey had a song with
YG.
Yeah, Nipsey had a song with YG.
Yeah.
I think that off rip had already brought unity with him being alive, right?
Yeah.
And then with his passing, I think that unity stayed.
Yeah. Real quick, just for the listeners, in case y'all don't know, I believe YG is a Pyru and Nipsey Hussle is a Crip. So generally, there's a rivalry between the two. Just for the people who might not necessarily be too cultured within that, please continue.
But yeah, so when they made the song, I think there was already like a sense of unity. Like, oh, we different, but we could be like still a people, you know what I'm saying? So I think after his passing, it was just like a sign of respect. It was just calmer, if that makes sense. I will say I'm not gang affiliated, so I don't know all the drama that's going in there, like the personal, like whatever the fuck. Like I don't know the beef, right? But I will say from the outside perspective, it was a lot calmer. Like I think it was just the fact that like they realized that they could be a people while still being their own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I definitely wanted to say R.I.P. to Nip. Like I said, that Victory Lap album. I mean, really, Mailbox Money is one. Outside of Victory Lap is my favorite project that he ever did.
Yeah.
I was really a huge fan of Nip's mixtapes, Crenshaw, Mailbox Money, Slauson Boy 2.
Yeah.
That's another one of my favorite ones. And I just love how he just really embodied LA.
Yeah.
You know, and I see, you know, even like when you said like how New York, like you feel like they don't necessarily put on for pop as much as like LA puts on for like Nip. I guess to a certain extent I can kind of see where you're coming from, because like when I like YG's album cover said "In Love and Memory" of Nipsey Hussle, and then he had a song at the end that honored him, and you know, Game has had multiple you know, tributes to Nip. So, you know, I kind of can see where you're coming from, but like I said, I'm not from New York City,
right?
But I mean, even like with Pop, I think Pop has a mural out in New York City.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, you know, I think he has a mural out there, and then, you know, I think they still, if I'm not mistaken, I think like on his birthday in the summertime, like his foundation, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. That his estate overseas, I think they get together for like the community and throw like a get together or something that for him.
I think the reson why I felt that way is because Nipsey's at like here, and Pop was here, if that makes sense. Because like Nipsey really embodies West Coast rap. Pop represents drill, right? Drill.
Pop represents, he represents New York drill.
Yeah, New York drill, right? But it's not East Coast rap, if that makes sense. East Coast rap would just be everything there. West Coast rap is everything here, and that's where Nip is.
So you saying Pop represents a very specific sector of a sound from the East Coast?
Yeah.
I've never thought about it like that. Explain. Continue. Elaborate. That's actually a very interesting take.
It's like, okay, yes.
I got the right one on for my first. Hey, I got the right one. Go ahead, CJ. Go ahead.
So Nip is respected as like a GOAT. Yep. You know what I'm saying? He is respected as a West Coast rapper, always will be. Like, you think of West Coast rap, you're thinking of Nip. Yeah. Right? You think of New York rap. You might not necessarily be thinking about Pop. You could be thinking about MF Doom, right? You could be thinking about A Boogie. Yep. Right? There's a lot of people coming up too, like TJ. Honestly, I'm not big on TJ, but I'm saying like people will argue that. Yeah. I don't think you could really argue Nip not being at the top for West Coast rap.
That's a fair point.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like Nip had a longer time too, though.
He did have a longer time.
Because Pop really had about 9 months.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Party came out. Monty, when did Welcome to the Party come out? July? I think so. Your June or something like that of 2019?
Yeah, something like that.
Meet the Woo. So that was Welcome to the Party. Yeah, Welcome to the Party came out. And then Meet the Woo 1 came out shortly after that. And then Meet the Woo 2 came out February 7th of 2020. And then Pop died 2 weeks later. Yeah. So Pop had 9 months. Nip had about 9 years. Yeah. But
that's why I'm saying like
Pop didn't have the time to get to that level.
Right. Okay. And so since that's like why the effect was different of the deaths, I think. Okay. Yeah.
Nah, okay. I could definitely understand that. Real quick, R.I.P. to Nip, R.I.P. to all the lives we've lost. I read somewhere that we lost, I think there were 7 murdered rappers in 2022 alone. Y'all, this shit gotta stop. Respectfully. Yeah. Like, you know, I hate the fact that we sitting up here talking about, you know, young black people, but young black people who have just genuinely changed, communities and neighborhoods and their families' fortunes. We got to stop killing these artists, y'all. So please put the guns down. Let's talk.
They bringing people together.
Yeah.
And you breaking them apart.
And
let's just not do that shit.
Exactly. CJ, say that again.
I forgot what I said.
I think I remember. They bringing people together and you breaking them apart. Man,
yeah.
Lord have mercy. CJ, love it. Y'all, this young man is 18.
Quote that shit.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. All right, CJ. Well, we talked about Nip. And we talked about his impact. Before we get into other artists, like I said, I did want to focus this up on you a little bit. I wanted to backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
As an Asian who loves rap music and black culture, did you ever feel like an outcast? Or did you ever get bullied in school or have people talking crap to you or anything?
Nah. If I'm being completely honest, the way that I grew up, it was just I was a very welcoming person.
Yeah.
And if I'm being completely honest, I'm Asian.
Yeah.
But it's really hard for me to fuck with other Asians because they see me as competition.
Really? Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's the way that I was raised versus how they were raised. Okay. Because if I'm being completely honest, I was in a little bit more of an Americanized household. Mm-hmm. There's definitely things that I grew up with that's still part of the Korean culture. Mm-hmm. But the way that I was raised was really just, don't judge nobody else. Mm-hmm. Do your own thing. Keep your head straight. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes these Korean parents they won't let their kids out, right? Okay. So they're raised where they just judge everything they see. Mm-hmm. And I didn't fuck with that. So I was like, I'm not with that. I'm not hanging out with y'all. Y'all see me as competition. I'm trying to see you as a friend, right?
Damn.
So at the end of the day, I just ended up hanging out with Hispanics, mm-hmm. Black people, mm-hmm. Different type of Filipinos a lot, mm-hmm. right? Because it's these are the type of people where it's they grew up in an ethnic household, so they have certain morals that I do as well.
Yeah.
But also they're judgment free. They're not gonna come look at me and be like, yo, you're fucking weird for that. Mm-hmm. You feel me? If I ever felt outcasted, it was from Asian people rather than other races. If that makes sense.
Nah, I definitely feel that. Like I said, I don't want to make this too much about myself, but we
right.
can definitely have a conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe if we have some time, we could kind of backtrack to it. But, so, damn, that's real though. So, as far as I'm sorry, I have to kind of take that in.
Right.
So, do you feel one of the reasons why they looked at you maybe in a negative light or in a poor way was because you were so infatuated with, like I said, with a lot of hip hop culture, or no?
I think it's just because I wasn't as Korean as them, if that makes sense. I wasn't as Asian. If I didn't try in high school that much. Mm-hmm. I had a 4.3, but I was barely going to class. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think it's because I looked like I was doing it so effortlessly. Mm-hmm. They looking at me weird because they I'm trying this hard and we getting the same grades. Why am I tweaking? Mm-hmm. Right? I think it was also just the way that I acted, the way that I dressed. I'm not going to school looking all preppy and shit. I'm wearing my baggy jeans and my white tee. You know what I'm saying?
Fresh as hell too.
Hell yeah.
I never forget, real quick, CJ, I hope you don't take this the wrong way. I never forget the first FYS class we had. Yo, I pull up, I'm just in a regular, I got on a black Adidas shirt, some black Adidas tracksuit pants, and I had on the 4D Adidas, you feel me? Man, the homie CJ pull up into the class, sit all the way in the back. I think you had on a tank top.
Yeah.
Some PJs.
Mm-hmm.
And did you have on some sandals or something?
I was wearing my Crocs, bro. Yeah, I was comfy that day.
Hey, bro, I was not mad at you, bro. I was a little confused. But I'm like, you know what? He was here on time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, maybe he just got about a bed or whatever. But as the semester started going on, CJ started putting that shit on more and more. So
I don't got that shit on right now, but
Nah, bro, you coming through clean, bro.
Yeah,
you presentable.
Calm.
You put together.
Some calm.
Yeah, now before we get into fashion, hold on. I want to
Yeah.
stay on just the what I just want to stay on topic. So we growing up in LA, growing up as a Korean American, growing up as a hip hop lover, how did that kind of shape your experiences growing up in a city like LA? Because LA, like I said, when I went out there, it did not feel like a real place.
Yeah.
That's I really
how I feel when I'm out here.
Yeah, it don't feel like a real place.
Yeah.
And I just was like, damn, with you just being in a city in a city with that much culture and that many different things going on, just this boiling pot of just all this different culture. What was it like really growing up in LA? Your high school years, your middle school and your high school years. What was your experience like?
For what, like in terms of like just me?
Yeah, just you. Just like, like what were some things that you were doing that other people weren't doing, and what were some things that you weren't doing that other people were?
I wasn't really worried about the things that I wasn't doing.
Okay.
I was just worried about the shit that I was doing, right?
Okay.
So I think the way that I see it is that I introduce myself to new groups of people by informing myself about new things, right?
Okay.
So music,
Uh-huh.
by introducing myself to music, I can introduce myself to anybody now because I can just talk about music, right? I think I'm pretty knowledgeable in that field, right?
Definitely.
I didn't really get into fashion too early, so that's like a now thing type thing. Like even smoking, like smoking weed.
Yeah.
You tell someone you smoke weed, you automatically you dab each other up, let's go smoke. I swear. In LA too, cause damn near everybody smoke.
Yeah.
So it's just like, hey, you smoke? Yeah. Just look over, just dab each other up, say what's up, smoke again. Like, it's like that. I think, I don't know. I wasn't really worried about the things that I wasn't doing though. Like, yes, I wasn't like being the best like kid. I was being a little bit of goon. Like, I'd go biking around at like 12 a.m. stealing shit, like doing stupid shit. But hey, hold on.
You
wait.
good, bro?
I bet.
Bro, you good, bro. The FCC, they ain't coming after me or you.
I bet. Yeah, but
Speak your truth.
you know,
Yeah.
we still clothes, you know what I'm saying? Like we still like Nike Techs and shit, act goonish, like
Okay.
all this stupid shit. It's really just like
You
I
saw a
think,
Nike Tech? Yo, you skilled.
hey,
Nah, cause they
Hey.
got the little things on there.
Hey, that
They
shit-
chain them together.
that's mad easy to take off, bro.
Yo, nah.
hey, if you got the right like things that you have, it's easy to take off.
Oh man, that's
Also, hey, the Nike store at the Grove is mad easy to steal from there.
oh, nah, shit.
Yo, that shit is light.
Oh man.
Anyways, yeah, just growing up in LA, I think music was a big thing for me because that was something I was looking into.
Okay.
Right? Like smoking was a big thing for me, and because that's something that I was like into, and like it really helped me like meet new people and bring people together because, oh shit, I know this person that likes rap, I know this person that likes rap. Let me just like bring them together, and I felt like I was kind of like I wouldn't say community for my community, but for my school. I was really good at bringing people together and putting people onto other people that had similar interests, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that's why, like, I noticed that in you, like, when we had FYS together.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why I took such a liking into you, because I feel like I got that same quality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you were around me, I always say this, players fuck with players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, anytime, like, even in here, I try to introduce the engineer to the
Right,
cinematographer.
right.
I try to choose the cinematographer to the guest. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
now I definitely feel that's a great skill to have. That's really gonna serve you well. So,
Yeah.
I respect it. To jump back into artist, because I know you mentioned a lot about music and how that's been like your number one, like one of the main things in your life. And like I said, we talk a lot about the hip hop culture.
Yeah.
Now, I be forgetting that, how much of a different time scale we were on as far as like in our lives. Like I believe
Right.
like when I first heard a Kendrick in like 2012, I was in like 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? And
Shit, I was 8.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You was in like middle school. But like, what do artists like YG and Kendrick mean to LA? Because we already talked about Nip. Because it's like this. Like, the way I look at it, like, when you look at from like the late 80s all the way up until like the late 2000s.
Right.
Like mid 90s, actually. Not late 2000s,
Yeah,
mid 90s. LA was kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah.
I remember even Biggie was in the middle of the East Coast West Coast beef, and Biggie had it in a song, "Somebody's Gotta Die," off of Life After Death. He goes, "I'm sitting in the crib dreaming about Lear jets and coupes, the way salt swoops, and how to sell records like Snoop." Oops.
Yeah.
Because he like, damn, like, I'm supposed to have beef with this other side,
Yeah.
but
I'm chilling with the
Snoop just sold 800,000. Like, he was
Yeah.
showing love. You feel me? So, anyways, getting off of that, ever since kind of like Pac's passing,
Yeah.
I feel like the star power in LA just kind of
It's been like here, and it kind of slowly like
slowly went down, and then I
Yeah.
feel like Kendrick, Game had it for a little bit,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Game put the city on his shoulders,
Yeah.
and then around 2011, 2012, Kendrick really start stepping it up,
Yeah.
TDE, you had like J Rock around that time. J Rock actually came before,
Mm-hmm.
but like what do artists like TDE and like I said like YG and those guys
Right.
like what do they mean to LA? And Like, do y'all look at them differently because they've really been, really kind of carrying the torch for LA?
I don't think they look at them differently, but I do think the game is changing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. With music, like people tired of the same old sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They trying to make new shit, but it's not working, so some of it's trash.
Okay.
Right? So I think the game is changing, and because of that, their status is changing as well.
Okay.
If
So
that
what's
makes
their
sense.
status in LA right now?
Right now, it's like they was good. That we all know they was good,
Yeah.
right? And most of us know that they still good.
Yeah.
Right? But a lot of the people that thought they was good before ain't thinking that's at the same level, if that makes sense.
Why is that?
I think it's just because the game is changing.
Game is
People
changing.
want to hear something different. Like, we got people like Yeet and shit, like,
Yeah.
coming, you know what I'm saying, with their shit. And that's like a new era type of thing. I personally don't fuck with it.
Okay.
It is, like, that's a whole nother thing.
Okay.
But, like, it's a whole new sound that's coming in. And because of that, they trying to push the old out and bring in the new, right? But obviously, it's LA. We gonna keep there's gonna be a community of people that's still gonna keep YG up there. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, since there is a new sound coming in, something has to leave. You can't really just have both sounds be at the top.
Okay,
That
so
makes
they
sense.
elder statesmen and they still look revered in the game. I mean, Kendrick just brought home a Grammy.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And, YG is still out here,
Right.
with a song on the radio.
right.
But, like, when they was first coming out, so, like, the 2012 to, like, 2016, when they was
Right.
or, like,
Oh.
2018, when they was having, like, their prime run,
Yeah,
what was, like, their status in the city? Like, what was it like growing up with their music?
Kendrick was the GOAT.
Kendrick was the GOAT. Okay.
I think he still is close.
I mean, my personal opinion, I think Kendrick Lamar, to me, is the most complete rapper of all time.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Topic probably for a little bit of another day.
Right,
but-
right, right. That's
so-
a little controversial, but
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's probably something I'll get into, but I
Yeah.
think if you had to build a rapper in a lab, you'd pretty much get Kendrick.
Kendrick, yeah.
Kendrick, you might get a big, there's a couple people, but
Right, right.
Kendrick to me is that quintessential rapper. He has
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Kendrick's not lacking in any one thing. So,
Facts.
in my personal opinion.
Facts.
Most
Lyricism,
rappers lack
flow.
something.
All that.
Kendrick is hitting on all cylinders pretty much in everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as far as moving on, so the game is changing. So who are some new artists in LA to look out? Because this is the thing, like the reason why I asked you that is because I don't think people understand how big YG and Kendrick are in LA.
Yeah.
And like people from New York, I don't think they realize how big they are.
Yeah.
Because as I said before, we're on two completely different sides of the spectrum, two different sounds. So that's why I asked, like, what was it like seeing like their rise and just seeing like their superstardom? Because as I said before, them two and Nip were the last superstars out of LA.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, say your question again. I heard like two questions.
Nah, I
before.
got you. So I'll start one at a time. So, like, what was your experiences like watching them like during their peak, like superstardom, like YG?
During their peak, like it was really just like, yo, this guy's great. Like this is like, cause realistically, when Kendrick started coming in, it's a new sound.
Yep.
He got his own sound. He got good flow.
Yep.
He got good lyrics. He got some shit you could bump to. He got some shit you could chill to.
Yeah.
All that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, damn, this shit is fire. Let's just keep listening to it. Like, yo, I don't think anybody in LA, like, even if you're not in the rap scene, doesn't know like Kendrick songs, like multiple. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think he can, like, I think for like greatest of all time, you can't do greatest of all time. You gotta do like greatest of this era.
Yeah.
Type shit.
That's fair.
And he would be the greatest of this era in LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Nobody touching them?
No, not even close.
Okay.
And when I say other people are trying to come up right now, they still not close. It's really just like they're trying to introduce the new sound, like like whatever the fuck they're trying to do, right? Mumble rap, all that. It's not coming close, bro.
Yeah. Couple things. I want to jump into fashion just because I think we is coming up on time. What is the importance? Because like there's certain people I notice, and especially people from New York City, and especially like that's my stylist.
Right.
Yeah, like when you told me, Mister, put that shit on, that's all her. For real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I knew a little something, but then when I started getting around her, I kind of started figuring things out. But like I
Word.
said, I don't
Respect.
know. Yeah, facts. Hey, bro, shout out my cinematographer Imani Racine, one of the nicest when it comes to the cinematography, and one of the nicest when it comes to styling. She always keep me right. Appreciate you, Imani. God bless you. But anyways, but I noticed like people from LA and people from New York, like y'all basic is just fly to everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the standard as far as being fly to average people is here,
Yeah.
and then y'all standard is here.
Yeah.
Like, what is the importance of fashion in LA?
I think for LA,
Yeah.
the reason why the standard is a little bit higher is because of how accepting LA is to you being crazy. Like, so the way that I see it is like, if you're in LA, you can wear whatever the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time, some people will pull that shit off, right? It's like, oh shit, mister, put it on, whatever. They have some crazy ass shit. They'll have some like pants with wings on it or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think because they're willing to take that step and just go out of their way to just do something crazy, that's why the standard is a little bit higher, if that makes sense.
Okay. So with people being with LA being more accepting to, I ain't gonna say crazy, but you know, just unique fashion.
Right.
It kind of makes everybody else kind of step their game up and branch outside of,
Yeah.
you know, kind of.
Because they see, oh shit, everybody else is wearing a little bit, like, let's say it's all baggy jeans now.
Yeah.
Oh shit, everyone's wearing baggy jeans. Let me wear baggy jeans too, because it look good on me too. Then everyone just started wearing it.
Gotcha.
And obviously there's the people that look good in skinny jeans. I personally hate skinny jeans, right? But some people look better in skinny jeans than they do baggy jeans, and they'll pull it off because they know, yo, that baggy jean shit is not for me. That shit make me look short, right? Yeah. So it's a little different.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Nah, that was kind of funny. Bet. So, yeah, because I just be looking, I'd be like, it just seemed like the average person, like an average dressed person from LA or an average dressed person from New York, they could go almost anywhere in America and be one of the flyest people.
I think it's also just like the way that everyone grows up. You see everyone wearing, like, putting shit on. You know what I'm saying? Like, people care about the way that they look when they're in LA. And not in an extent where it's just like, I'm going to go out in a suit and tie. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to go out looking nice. Like, either it's for the shorties, right? Or, like, it's just, like, just to look good, feel good. I think that's a big thing in LA. Like, look good, feel good, like, fake it till you make it, shit like that. Because you're in LA.
Definitely.
You got to.
Okay.
Right? So, I think it just dressing well or like looking presentable is just such a big thing.
Such a big thing. All right, got you. Who are some of your fashion influences?
Shit.
Yeah, do you have any, or it's okay if you don't? Because I got a couple I could share.
To be honest, so a lot of older K-pop groups, 80s groups, like K-pop groups, that my mom put me on, right? They always just wear some baggy ass crazy shit. And I saw that, I'm like, shit, let me do that too, right? So ever since I was little, I was just wearing like crazy baggy shit, like a large when I'm like 5'2". I was a skinny kid too, so it just looked like, I look stupid as shit, right? But yeah, like shit like that. It was just like shit that I grew up on. So for me, it wasn't really just like a celebrity for like per se, but it was more just like
a Korean culture. It's really
not really Korean culture. It's just Korean, like Korean pop. Like
pop.
K-pop, like old K-pop though. Not like the new, like, I don't even know what's going on over there. Like, but you know what I'm saying? Like just older, like old school K-pop stuff.
And that's pretty much was served as your influence, like your fashion.
That was my influence. Like I just grew up on that and I kept seeing it and I just stuck with it. I thought, oh, this looks good on me. I might as well keep doing it.
Okay. Now I gotta ask, you got the Yank dad hat on, you got the Playboy hoodie, you got the Black Forces. Like how did hip hop, influence your style?
I think it just made me it made me realize that a lot of people, you can look good while looking a little different, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like,
elaborate.
Like, yes, there is like a generic look that you could look good in. Like some carpenter, like right now, for instance, like the trend, carpenter pants, a fleece, right? That's what damn near everyone at this school is looking like, or some Arc'teryx or whatever. They all look the exact fucking same, I ain't gonna lie. That shit is corny as fuck. But it looks good. You know what I'm saying? It works. And there's a reason it works, right? Because it's like, it's pleasing to the eye, it's trending. Oh shit, I fuck with it. Gorpcore, all that shit, whatever. But I realized with rap, like, if you really look at these rappers, they not doing that. They not going out wearing no carpenter pants, bro.
Don't do me like that, player. I'm not a rapper. But
You're not a rapper, but I'm saying.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they not wearing no carpenter pants. They not wearing, like, a Stussy crew neck, right? All that shit. They wearing what they want to wear, and they still look good.
Yeah, that's a fact. I seen Lil Durk about a month ago have on a sweater with two pieces of broken skateboard on it, and I was like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, But I was like, hey, it works.
It works. Yeah.
Because I sent it to her, and I'm thinking that she was finna drag him. She was like, nah, that shit kind of fly. I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, I bet. Sheesh.
If you say so.
Hey, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Durkio, though. Durkio, we need new music, by the way, player. Drop that. But, what was I saying? But, so, nah, that's bad funny. Well, I'll tell you some of my fashion influences when I was coming up. I was into a lot of like I had to like your music in order to like the way you dress.
Right.
Like, if I didn't like your music, I wouldn't care about what you would wear. And I was always into like sports and stuff. So I was into the dudes who had the big jerseys.
Oh, yo, also athletes. Athletes have been a big influence on my fashion recently.
Okay, elaborate before we get to me then. Go ahead.
My bad. In the NBA, they do like pre-game outfits, all the time.
You right.
All the time.
They do be fresh.
Yo, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander
from the
yo, he puts that shit on.
Nah, Shea be fresh as a bitch.
He puts that shit on,
Nah,
bro.
Shea be fresh as a bitch.
Yo,
it's crazy when you said NBA, he was the first person I thought of.
Bro, that's the first person you think of.
Yeah, Shea be on some shit.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, dead ass. Yeah, who else are some fly NBA players?
I think Kyle Kuzma is fly.
Okay.
Now every now and then
he be losing me.
He has some questionable pieces, but the way that I see it, those are statement pieces.
Yep. You know who else? I ain't gonna lie. Maybe not everything. Russ.
Yo.
Yeah. OKC Russ?
Yeah.
Forget about it.
A lot of the LA Russ,
yeah.
Maybe not so much. But OKC Russ, he put that shit on, bro.
Forget about it.
He put that shit on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players that are like really like caring about the way they dress, like during pregame. Like I think even LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron be fresh.
Yeah.
I think it was in the finals a couple years ago. LeBron bought everybody, like he had a tailor come in and get everybody fitted for like a suit and like a short set. And like the outfits were like $500,000 a piece.
Yeah.
Like, damn, these dudes got paper.
But even like if you disregard the money and you look at what LeBron has dressed during what era, it works.
Consistent.
It works. Like during his early years, he wore suits that were baggy as shit. Like he looked like he was wearing Shaq's clothes, right? But that's what was in during that time, right?
I mean, respectfully, Shaq really, and especially at that time, wasn't much bigger than LeBron.
Right.
Yeah, but good to continue.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That era, he's wearing that. Even now, I could see that he's old, but he's trying. Like you could see the shit that he puts on. It still works.
Got you.
And like I think he is like very underrated in terms of like outfits for the NBA because he's been here for so long.
Yeah, facts. I mean, when you go to 10 championships, win 4, break the scoring record, I feel you.
Yeah, when you play with the dinosaurs and shit, all that shit.
Yeah, a lot of things is going to be overlooked, and I feel you on that one. But yeah, as soon as you say NBA players, Shea was the first one. Shea, if you watch it, bro, I got to give it to you. You a fly nigga. I got to give it to you. Actually, excuse me, because I want him to potentially share this. Yeah, Shea, you one of the flyest I seen.
Yo, he put on those Louis Vuitton carpenter pants.
Yeah. And then he had the Mistress Red boots too.
Yup.
Yeah, Shea. I was like, how did Shea? Yeah.
He pulled it off. I really don't like those boots.
I mean, I like them morely on girls, but Shea finessed it.
He put it. I don't know how he did
Shea
it, bro.
Finessed it. Oh yeah. Nah, I definitely.
He also like don't make his proportions look weird. Because when you that tall, he don't look that tall because he just put in it all. He look normal.
That's a good point.
Because a lot of people, when they like 6'3", 6'4", they'll wear clothes.
I think he's 6'6", right?
He's like 6'6", yeah. But even at like 6'3", 6'4", right? People will push it on and it look weird because they just don't look right. But he somehow make it work.
Yeah. Nah.
I don't know.
But real quick, just some of my influences. As far as an athlete, somebody I looked to was AJ Green from the NFL.
AJ Green, yeah.
Joe Hayden.
Yep.
I was a fan of him too. Who else was like dudes I was looking to? Another one, he's not an athlete, Conceited. Because he used to wear the jerseys. Yeah. And then when I was a kid, Fab, Lil Flip.
The big baseball jerseys, huh?
Yeah, Nelly, Pharrell. Definitely him. Even Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
I give Soulja Boy his credit. Like Soulja Boy had like the shades.
Hey, he was the first to do it.
Shutter shades, bro.
Hey, he the first rapper to do it.
Hey, man, I give Soulja Boy his credit, bro. Soulja Boy definitely influenced the style. ASAP Rocky.
Yep. Yo, ASAP Rocky puts that shit on too.
He there's certain things he puts on that only he can do. Like when he got on the cover and it said "Sexiest Man Alive," and he was on there with a shirt that had his whole torso out and a skirt or a kilt,
only him, bro,
or a kilt, whatever it's called. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, Rocky is on a whole. He's in a whole nother different bag.
Yeah.
But since that we on style and we on fashion real quick, and I think I don't know how, I think we could run a little bit low on time. We got a new segment on the show, CJ.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Where pretty much what we're gonna be doing is it's called put on or put out.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
So it's like drip or skip.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I had to put my own little spin on it.
Right,
So
right,
we got put on or put out. So if the artist you gonna let us know if the artist put it on,
Yeah.
or if they need to be put the fuck out.
I bet.
You know what I'm saying? So first one we gonna go, and this is LA themed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is LA themed. So the first one we gonna go, bro, is we gonna go one of my personal favorites, dog. I'm gonna let the camera see it first. My dog YG. A little bit up right here. My dog YG. With the drop the papers. With the hard bottoms and the white socks.
Look.
I'm gonna let you hold that while I pick these up.
I think
How we feeling about that, CJ? Did he put that shit on, them dress shoes with them white socks and them shorts, or did he need to be put the fuck out? How we feel about YG?
Yo, those Jordans ain't it.
Those
Those Jordans are not it. If you put it on Jordans, they either gotta be baggy and long, or not Jorts.
or not
You feel me? Because Jorts are not it.
George say that? I bet.
Like one day ripped. Like, bro, come on. Like you really just got like the worst type of jeans ever, bro. But I will say, I think it could work. Because of one, his leg tattoos really it's like an accessory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's an accessory. But also just those socks just like nah, it's a no for me. It's
no.
put out, bro.
Put out? Damn. I bet. YG, you the homie. We love you. But
Yeah.
CJ said that he putting it out.
The top is fire.
Top is fire? Okay.
The
How
top
do you
is
feel
fire.
about the white socks with the hard bottoms?
That shit work with pants. Not no jorts though. Ain't nothing working with jorts, bro.
All right, time out.
Ever.
Hold on, bro. Just because YG my guy and I'm a fan of his music, bro. Hold on. Now, a different photo with the... Hold on. We got to give YG a chance to redeem himself. Hold on, bro.
But also, this picture is fire.
Yeah, that is a good
The picture is fire.
Monty, the camera getting this? Okay. How we feeling, bro?
I think that should work.
All right, so this is put on.
I think that's put
So
on.
the jorts with the white socks and the hard bottoms, he's
Yo,
bugging.
jorts are just not it, bro.
So YG right here, Brody, you put that shit on according to a fellow LA native, CJ Yang.
I think he put that on.
I bet.
for sure.
So he put that on. Okay, cause you know we ain't even gonna do my dog like that. I bet. All right, next, bro, we got LA's very own Kung Fu Kenny, accepting his most recent Grammy Award at the 2023 Grammys. CJ, did he put on, or do he need to be put out?
Okay. The way that I see this one is that the shoes don't match with nothing.
Okay.
He went with the Dodger blue. He went with a baby blue and a gray, right?
Yep.
That was cool. And then he just added another blue. I think it's a good pop of color.
Okay.
But he already had the pop of color with the hat.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say put on.
Put on. Okay.
But I think the shoe should be a little different.
Shoe should be a little bit
Like if he put on some royal blues, fire.
fire. Okay, guys. So
Fire.
we gonna say put on.
But I'm gonna say put on though.
I bet. Next, another LA native. And this to me, like I said, iconic. Earthquake Tyler.
Oh, put on.
Put on.
Yeah.
I would never ever in my life.
I would never wear that.
Yeah. But
But
he
him?
did that shit.
He put it on, bro.
So Tyler, you put on, my
He
G.
put on. I didn't even need to look.
Got you. I bet. Next up, the LA Supremacy. My dog Schoolboy Q. One of my favorite coming from the West Coast. CJ. The dashiki with the, I don't know if the mids or not, but with the J's and the ripped jeans and the hat. How we
Those
feel?
are mids. They are mids. They're Jordan 1 mids.
How we feeling about that, bro?
I think the dashiki is fire.
Okay.
Like it's a cultural thing. I fuck with it.
Okay.
But I don't know. He don't got his proportions right.
Damn.
I think this fit could be fire, but his proportions are not right. I think, okay, this is a very important thing for me. Proportions are so important.
Proportions, okay.
Right.
For the people who don't know at home, look into what are proportions? What do you mean when you say that?
When I say proportions, I'm talking about the way your body is built and how your body fills out the clothes that you wear.
Okay.
So I'm skinny and lanky, right? And so I have the freedom to put on a lot of clothes.
Yep.
Because it just works.
Yeah.
I have broad shoulders, right? I got long legs. I could put on whatever the fuck I want. Usually it works.
Yeah, you're about 6'2", right?
Nah, I'm like 6, bro.
Okay. Fuck it. 6'1".
Yeah. I'm 6'3" for the ladies, though.
Oh, there you go, bro. Yeah, let them know.
But look, proportions are so important. Like a lot of people are like, I ain't gonna say fat, but they're a little chubbier. They stubby,
I'm one of them.
A little shorter, right? they can't really put on the same thing that I put on because if they put it on, they look even shorter.
Good point.
Right.
Okay.
So
Put out for Schoolboy?
I'm gonna say put out.
Put out?
He did not put this on, but respect to it.
Respect to it. Okay, love to hear it. All right, next up, old school West Coast. Old school West Coast. Snoop Dogg at the Super Bowl halftime show last year, repping LA. How we feeling about it? Got on national television with a bandana, LA themed tracksuit. Did Snoop put it on or did he put it out? Because I showed somebody else this and they said it fits him. That's what
It does fit him.
So what we thinking about Snoop? Because regardless of however you feel about Snoop, Snoop is a hip hop fashion icon.
Facts.
How we feeling about Snoop in this photo?
I think this shit will be fire in like 2016.
God damn.
The matching tracksuit, that's like going to an NBA pickup game with like Lakers shorts and a Lakers jersey. Like, you're not part of the team, bro. You feel me?
So
like,
Snoop is put out for this one?
I'm going to say put out.
Damn.
At the point where fashion is now, I'm going to say put out. I think in terms of like it being for the Super Bowl and the Rams, color coordination fire, right?
Bandana,
like,
gang.
Right. Yeah, that's him. That's very him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But like, the matching tracksuit, bro, it's just OD for me. Like, it's too much. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, I love me a matching tracksuit.
Really?
Hell yeah, I got one at the crib right now. I'll be honest. You know what I'm saying?
I
Full
can't
Adidas
wear that.
joint too, bro. I'm like somebody's father. You feel me? But just in case you just want to go do a little something.
Okay, word. If you want to do
something.
something like just like calm, like get the groceries or something.
Okay.
Maybe an all black tracksuit.
Yeah, mine is black with the
right. Yeah, but if you're doing extra with the track, like the tracksuit is extra a little bit, it's just like, all right, calm down. Like I don't know, man.
All right, moving on. How much time we at? Okay, moving on. Another one from Tyler. I don't know if this is a Grammy award that I think this is when he won for Igor, potentially. Or no, maybe, I don't know. But Tyler, the Creator, at the Grammys. My son got the bellhop outfit on with the luggage, with the white Doc Martens, the white low platform Doc Martens. With the shades.
Again, bro, this is Tyler. I would never wear that.
Me neither.
Never.
Me neither.
But he put that shit on.
He put that shit on?
Yeah, he put that shit on.
Tyler, bro, you 2 for 2, homie.
Yo, his shit is just satisfying to look at. I can't do it myself, but when I see it, I'm like, damn, that shit's fire.
That's just fire? I bet. So, Tyler, you 2 for 2, my G. All right, next. We got to throw it back just a tad bit. Heavy on the pause. But, heavy on the pause. My man's Tupac Shakur. I don't know where he was at, but he got on the denim overalls with I think that's a polo rugby shirt with the snapback to the back. CJ, did the legend Tupac Amaru Shakur put it on, or do he need to be put out?
He put that shit on.
Put that shit on?
He put that shit on.
How we feel about this Pac fit?
Look, it's old school. I fuck with it. I would wear it too.
You would wear it too?
I'll say it again. I would wear it too.
Man, he said it with his chest, ladies and gentlemen. You heard CJ. The denim overalls with the rugby shirt. Pac put it on. And lastly, as I said before, old school West Coast supremacy. We got my man Snoop doing Snoop things. CJ. Snoop with the full bandana. I don't know if that's a jumpsuit or whatever that is, bro. With the big Snoop Dogg ring across the fist with a diamond and with the black Chuck Taylors at the bottom. How we feeling about Snoop?
Bro, only Snoop.
Only Snoop?
Only Snoop.
So did Snoop put it on, or do he need to be put out?
He need to be put out. Only Snoop, bro.
Time out. What's wrong with my stuff fit?
Yo, he put a blanket on and left the crib, bro. No.
You not jacking Snoop, bro?
Nah. Mad respect to Snoop.
Mad respect, Snoop. We love you, player.
But only he could do that.
Only he could do that.
Both things. Only he can do that.
Only he could do that. Okay. Damn, well, Skip went 0 for 2, but I called him Skip.
Skip.
Snoop went 0 for 2, but we respect it. Okay, cool.
It's only Snoop, man.
Oh, man. Oh, no, that's mad funny. All right, just to wrap up fashion, too. It's just to wrap the fashion up. You know, we spoke about, this is a conversation me and you had earlier. We spoke about Adidas and Ye.
Right.
I've seen that they're trying to repair the relationship. I've heard rumors. I don't necessarily know how that's going to go, but listen.
It's not happening.
I don't think so neither. But listen, let me ask you this. Because Ye Ye's one of my biggest influences. Musically, fashion-wise, I got to give Ye his credit.
Yeah.
Do not like his comments.
Yo, he's a dumbass motherfucker for saying what he says. But you have to respect music, fashion, all the influence that he's had. There's a reason why him saying what he said had such a big impact on him and everything else.
Great point. But just because I want to keep this purely about fashion, CJ, I have to agree with you. Now, you know, Adidas is probably prepared to probably take about a $1.3 billion loss because of all the Yeezy material. Because if they sell it, they have to pay him 20%.
Right.
Which is about $50 million.
Right.
Because they have $325 million in total.
Look.
So, this is the thing. It's pretty much right now, as it is, Ye's done with Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
Nike is always Nike. Nike's always going to be good. I mean, Nike has Drake on their roster. Nike has
all the athletes.
All the athletes. Nike has everybody.
All that shit, yeah.
What is Adidas going to do? And what should they do? I mean, you spoke about this, but what should they do to continue to have that? Like, who should they go after to have that face and have that of their brand as far as from a streetwear perspective?
From a streetwear perspective?
Yeah. Because Adidas is always going to be big with soccer.
Right.
You're going to have your Adidas basketball fans. Right. They got Pat Mahomes on the football wave. Right. You know, they're not really big into like sports like CrossFit and stuff like that. Right. But soccer, they're always going to be one or two. Mm-hmm. You know, basketball, they got a respectable line. Mm-hmm. What are they going to do streetwear wise now that Ye's gone?
To be honest, I don't really know who else could be.
Because they have Pharrell, but Pharrell's with Louis Vuitton. Shout out Pharrell.
Facts.
Louis Vuitton.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Pharrell. We love to see it, Brody. For real. But Pharrell is doing his thing with Louis Vuitton, so who's next? Like, Adidas got to do something.
I think first off, we got to talk about the $1.3 billion that they losing, right? Like, that's crazy.
That's
a lot of fucking bread.
A lot of money.
The things I would do with 1.3, I wouldn't be here right now.
Who you telling?
I'll be in the crib.
Hey, if you have 1.3 billion, me and you have islands next to you.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, bro. I have a bullhorn. Yo, CJ. Yeah, bro. I'm about to get the jet skis warmed up, player. Oh yeah, nah, I feel you. But continue.
With the things that they have, with the material that they have, I think they just reconstruct shoes.
Okay.
Like the way that Nike did it with Vapor Max. They had the new series that was just all recycled material.
Yep.
Like and like let's just say Yeezys, for example, right? They got all the boost. They got all the minted material, right? You just make a bunch of fucking NMDs and like Ultra Boost. You know what I'm saying? So that it goes somewhere instead of you just tossing it.
Okay.
Right? But in terms of finding someone to like potentially replace Ye, that's just not happening. Yeah. At the level that he was at, nobody is doing that shit right now.
No one.
Nobody. Yeah. Nobody that doesn't have a contract.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody is even close.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, they can like throw someone in there, like maybe like some smaller rapper, like see if they can get their fan base to get on top.
Not happening.
Nah.
So, but they got to go after somebody. They got to do something. Who do you feel like is somebody that they should go after as far as from like a industry, like a media perspective, like a star perspective? At
this point, I think the only person they could go for is like,
what are you thinking?
What's his face? Jerry,
yeah.
Fear of God.
But then this is the thing with that. I think that'd be a great idea for Adidas. But Jerry already did things with Vans. He did things with Nike.
Right.
And Jerry's making a killing through PacSun. So my question is do you think Jerry would potentially go and just sign on over to Adidas and only be an exclusive Adidas deal? They probably have to give Jerry a couple $100 million.
I think bread is bread. And I think if Jerry sees it that way too, he gonna jump on that.
Yeah, facts. I mean, yeah. But then this is another thing though. Can Jerry make a shoe? I mean, he made a Nike shoe that was popular with the Fear of God, but you gotta have
the Vans
a shoe.
too.
Huh?
He made the Vans too. The Fear of God Vans. Those are fire.
Yeah.
I still think they're fire to this day. Right.
So you think that he could collaborate with Adidas?
I think he could make a shoe.
Okay, got you. So we saying Jerry is the one that makes the most sense.
I think he's the only person that makes sense.
Only person that makes sense. Okay.
The shoes to fill are very big. And right now, Jerry is... Okay, you know what? Jerry is the best candidate.
Yep.
But he is fucking up his essential shit right now.
What?
Because he is oversaturating the fuck out of the market.
Why you say that?
It's the same thing with Stussy. This is how brands fall off.
Yeah.
You oversaturate the fuck out of the market.
Yeah, so like everybody walking around with it?
What happened with Supreme? This is what happened with Supreme.
I still want some Supreme.
I still do too.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm saying the hype is not there no more.
Hype is not there.
You can get a BOGO for 300 instead of a K. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's different now, right? Stussy's oversaturating the market right now.
Mm-hmm.
Fear of God, Essentials, not Fear of God, but Essentials itself, the little brand, that shit is falling off right now because, bro, they just like, you like it? Let's just keep adding it. Keep adding it. Everybody got it now.
Yeah.
Now it's not special. And maybe that's what he was going for. But, like, at this point, Essentials is looking like what Champion was looking like at its peak.
Sheesh. Money, you think that's true? Dang.
Everybody wearing that shit. I am too.
I currently don't own any. But
Yeah.
man, CJ, listen, real quick before we get out of here, bro, I got to ask you about something.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if the camera can see it or if it can detect it. I don't know if CJ got to hold his foot up or whatever. But CJ, last couple times I've seen you, you've been in a very controversial sneaker, being the all black Air Force One.
Do I gotta show them off?
Yeah. There you go. Oh, see, and y'all see them is some worn black forces. That young man ain't new to this. He true to this. Now, CJ, you my mans, and I'm gonna accept you anyway you come.
Yeah.
And I, you know what I'm saying, to it. And you put that shit on when you put it on.
Yeah.
But CJ, let me ask you something, bro. As you being somebody, and you a fly dude. You a fly dude, and you being somebody, you know what I'm saying, who is pristine and about their fashion.
Right.
What is your personal feelings about the all black Air Force One?
I think
Do you feel like it get a bad rap?
I think it do get a bad rep, but I understand why. The way that I see it is that they're stupid comfortable.
Yep.
They don't get as dirty as white Air Forces.
Facts.
And they go good with all black outfits. And I wear a lot of all black outfits.
So you gotta have your black forces.
Gots to.
I hear you. But you're not on no.
No, I am not. I am not.
You're not a degenerate.
I am not one of them.
Nah, I respect it. But you gotta always keep the fresh black pair of
Gots
forces.
to.
Always.
Gots to.
Man, bet. Well, listen, y'all. This has been I've Got More to Say. CJ, real quick before we head off. Anything you got? Anything to say to the camera? Anything you want them to know about you? Any socials?
Shit, I'm gonna just say thank you to Cato for giving me this opportunity.
Appreciate you, player.
Getting me out of class. I really enjoyed our conversation here today. I know we gonna have more. You know what I'm saying? Just over lunch and shit.
Got you.
I don't really want to put my socials out there.
Okay.
Is what it is.
Bet. Okay.
But
keep you up off of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just wanted to say thank you. That's it.
No problem. CJ, thank you. Y'all, make sure that y'all go. Continue to tap in. What I Got More to Say. We're going to have a lot more great guests. Shout out to CJ for being the first guest on I Got More to Say. The first ever. I plan on taking this to, a very supreme and a very serious level.
And I very much believe in him.
Man, that's my dog, CJ. But listen, this is I've Been Got More to Say. Y'all, another quick thing. Make sure y'all check up on y'all friends. Be with y'all loved ones. Take care of y'all families. If y'all, I don't know when this is going to come out, but if it come out after, or if it come out before spring break, make sure that y'all have a great spring break. And make sure all my college students finish up the semester strong. Everybody continue to get money and live righteously. But this has been I Got More to Say. CJ, thank you again. We're going to see y'all next time.